He didn't change jobs, no money, no connections. Life felt completely stuck. But in just 60 days, everything shifted. He started with one small habit, waking up at 6 a.m., not to jump straight into work, but to read, think, and write down his goals. Every day he repeated it, little by little. No magic, just discipline. After 2 months, new opportunities showed up, better income, a wider network. The change didn't come from his circumstances. It came from the choices he made every morning. Would you dare to try? Wait, don't mistake this as wake up early to succeed. Because what he did at 6 a.m., that's what changed everything. While you're reading this, ask yourself, what are you doing at 6 a.m. every day? Min, 28 years old, a stable office job, same routine every day. Just enough income to cover rent, food, and the occasional coffee with friends. From the outside, nothing seems wrong, but deep down, Min knows he's standing still. No big pressure, no clear motivation. Each day feels exactly like the one before. Around him, his friends are moving forward. Some get promoted, some start their own businesses, others switch to new fields. And Min, still there, in the same familiar comfort zone. Not failing, but not progressing either. And somehow, that feels worse than failure. Some nights he lies in bed scrolling for hours, wondering what he's missing. He's not lazy, but he's not truly pushing himself either. He keeps waiting for a big opportunity, a turning point, but it never comes. Until one day Min realizes, the problem isn't his job, it's how he starts each day. And maybe change doesn't have to be something big. Maybe it just needs to begin with one small thing, repeated long enough. You're not lazy, you just don't have time to change your life. And that's exactly the problem. Because if you don't have time to change, 5 years from now, you'll still be exactly the same. One day, Min randomly ran into an old friend. Back then, this guy had it worse than Min. Unstable job, no clear direction, but this time felt completely different. He looked more confident, spoke with clarity. His eyes had purpose, stable job, better income, and most importantly, he seemed to truly be in control of his life. Min was surprised. Only one question came to mind. Why? After a bit of small talk, Min asked directly, "What did you do?" The friend smiled, didn't say much, just gave a simple answer. "I didn't change my life. I just changed my 2 hours in the morning." Min froze. It sounded too simple to believe, but different enough to make him think. What were those 2 hours? What could you possibly do during a time when most people are still asleep or rushing to start their day? The friend didn't explain further. He just added, "Those 2 hours, that's where everything begins." And that's when Min realized something important. From 6 to 8 a.m. is one of the few time slots with almost zero competition. No messages, no social media, no noise, just a rare window for total focus on yourself. If you use it right, to learn a skill, build discipline, shape your mindset, within a few months, the gap between you and others becomes obvious. Not because you're more talented, but because you started earlier. There's no complicated formula. Min keeps it extremely simple. Just 3 things, repeated every morning. 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, arrow learn a skill. No distractions, no multitasking. Just focus on something that increases your value. Professional skills, a new language, or new ways of thinking. 7 o'clock to 7:30, arrow move your body. Nothing intense, just enough to wake yourself up. Light jogging, push-ups, or stretching. The goal is energy, not performance. 7:30 to 8 o'clock, set your direction for the day. Write down the 3 most important tasks. Not too many, just enough to stay clear and focused. That's it. But the difference comes from repetition every single day for 60 days. Pause for a second. If tomorrow you had exactly 2 hours in the morning, how would you use it? Not the ideal answer, the honest one. Because how you use those 2 hours each day is exactly how you're building your future. Week 1, Min almost wanted to quit. Waking up at 6 a.m. wasn't inspiring like he imagined. His body felt heavy, his mind foggy. Everything resisted. Some mornings, all he wanted was to turn off the alarm and go back to bed. He even asked himself, "What am I doing?" But since he had already started, he kept going, even if it was just going through the motions. Week 2, things started to feel a bit easier. Min didn't have to fight as much to get out of bed. The habit was slowly forming. He noticed he procrastinated less during the day. Tasks that used to get pushed off now got done faster. Not because of some big motivation, but because he had already activated himself early in the morning. Week 3, something interesting happened. Things that once felt hard to understand now clicked faster. When learning, he focused better. When working, he got distracted less. There was no sudden breakthrough, but there was a clear feeling he was moving forward. And that feeling alone made him not want to stop anymore. But the most important part didn't happen in the first 30 days. It happened after that. Day 45. Min started to see a clear difference. It was no longer just learning for the sake of learning. He began applying the skills he practiced every morning directly into his work. Tasks that used to take a long time were now handled faster and more efficiently. He started speaking up more, sharing ideas, experimenting with new approaches. For the first time, Min felt like he wasn't just doing a job. He was actually growing. Day 60, the opportunity showed up. A new project opened up, and it required exactly the skills Min had been building all this time. 2 months ago, he probably would have passed because he didn't feel ready. But this time, he took it. Not because of luck, but because when the opportunity came, he was ready. Min didn't become a millionaire after 60 days. There was no dramatic, life-changing moment or breakthrough that amazed everyone. But something more important had changed. He gained real skills, things that used to be just vague intentions. Now Min knows what he's good at and how to keep improving. He gained new opportunities, no longer waiting passively, but ready to take action when they appear. And most importantly, for the first time, Min feels in control of his life, no longer drifting through old habits or being shaped by his circumstances. Nothing loud, nothing flashy, but clear enough to know he's on the right path. Most people think they need more time to change their lives. More time, more resources, more opportunities. But the truth is the opposite. Wrong. The problem isn't that you lack time. It's that you're using it the same way everyone else does. Hours lost to scrolling, procrastinating, or starting the day in a reactive state. You don't need an entire day to stand out. You just need 2 hours that others are wasting. And those 2 hours, repeated every single day, will create a gap that won't be easy to close later. Tomorrow, 6 a.m., what will you do? Sleep a little longer and let everything stay the same? Or try giving yourself 2 hours the way Min did? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. 60 days isn't long, but it's enough to create a different version of you. The question isn't, is it possible? It's, do you dare to start?